Paraguay's Colorado party did it again. Continuing to hold its head-on leadership for most of the last 75 years, the right-wing group won the country's presidency, this time with candidate Santiago Peña, a 44-year-old economist who once served as the country's finance minister.
Hoy no estamos celebrando un triunfo personal.
Today we are celebrating the victory of a population who through their votes chose the road of social peace, dialogue, fraternity and national reconciliation.
Despite expectations fueled by voter polls suggesting a tight race, Peña won with a comfortable lead. He saw an early lead when the count began that only widened as counting advanced. In the end, Peña received almost 43% of the vote, far ahead of the 27% earned by his closest competitor, Liberal candidate Efraín Alegre. Even though voting is mandatory in Paraguay, participation in the elections is stood at just over 63% of voters.
We have to observe if this happens because of some kind of disappointment with political institutions or even with the democracy, and find the reasons for the turnout to be still a bit low.
This is Paraguay's presidential palace. This year, the Colorados managed not only to retain a presence here, but also tighten their grip in parliament, winning comfortable majorities in the Senate and the Chamber of Deputies. Still, this politics professor says the winners have tough challenges ahead, beginning with divisions within the party itself.
Probably the Colorado Party will have difficulties to govern because within the party there are different factions that will need to reach agreements to govern.
The main opposition ticket, led by Alegre, had the support of dozens of parties and political movements spanning Paraguay's political spectrum. But it was still not enough to beat the historic strength of the Colorados.
Si bien es cierto, el pueblo paraguayo en su mayoría ha votado por el cambio.
Although it is true the majority of the Paraguayan people have voted for the change, the division has prevented us from reaching the objective of being able to produce the change that the majority of Paraguayans are requesting.
The Colorados have held the presidency in Paraguay since 1947, with a brief exception of 5 years between 2008 and 2013. Now they've won another 5 years to try and deliver on the demands and changes that many Paraguayans are expecting. Paulo Cabral, CGTN, Asunción.